excitement for both him and, of course, our Olympic gold medalist who you're looking at right now, Kianush Rostami, who will be expected sort of to be a shoo-in for the win here. He's starting significantly above all the other competitors in both the snatch and the clean and jerk. 172-212 is what he is listed at the moment. So feeling ambitious. There was rumors of a knee injury, as it looks like he's being tended to about that right now in some of his training just a few days ago. But things must be feeling okay, and it looks like he's ready to do some damage today. And Colombia's Cor Esnaida Moreno Torres, and the Pan American silver medalist recently. So he's got 140 on the bar, starting to get warm. And we've got a total of 12 competitors here, and a lot of weights to be moved around. The opening snatch is going to be 148. It actually moved down for Japan's Toshiki Yamamoto from 150 to 148. So maybe just playing it a little conservative. The largest snatch out of the B group, actually no, it was out of the C group. It was actually the Canadian who did 153.
Correct.
So
Bellamar, I believe.
Yeah,
Junior
athlete, Bellamar, that's right.
Second heaviest out of the B group is India's Venkat Ragala, who also is a junior, did 150. So it's going to be, we'll surpass that mark pretty soon, but not quite yet with our first athlete, who is seconds away from being called.
And technically, Yamamoto is a really an excellent lifter. Yeah. And just continuing the great tradition of good technique and good weightlifting for Japan.
Coming out for his first attempt. Yamamoto, most recently he competed in Japan in October of this year, where he did 152, 192. So he is working around his best, or near his best.
He's done.
It looks like he's done 158.
58, yeah, that was his best that he did back in, actually earlier this year. Yeah, pretty easy. Yeah. Just took a little bit of hesitancy on the bottom position, but stabilized and stood up with it. So maybe that was why. Maybe the overhead position isn't feeling 100%. So maybe drop it down a couple kilos, make sure you get one in.
Yeah. You know, it looks like he hasn't been at a senior world championships since Poland 2013. Wow. If our records are correct. So maybe just getting opening attempt jitters out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a smart move.
Yeah.
So that would bring up, with the automatic increase, of course, it would be Yamamoto, but I'm sure he's going to go into the low 150 range, and he just posted 153. Yep. So that changes the lifter to Germany's Tom Schwarzbach, coming out for his opening attempt at 151 kilos.
He's done 158 in the past, but it was back in 2014, it looks like. But he, like a number of his teammates, is astonishingly consistent in the snatch. He's got a lot of competitions where he goes 3 for 3, 3 for 3. There's a few here, 2 for 3. Very rare that he doesn't make more than one snatch.
A little bit of walking around, but enough to make the lift.
You know, he is collar to collar just about.
Yeah.
And not a terribly tall athlete, but he's telling the loaders something about the barbell. Not sure what it is, if it wasn't tight or if things flipped around, but he looks like he had something to say.
Yeah, so he looks right down at something
The Germans like precision, so if anything is out of place on that platform,
they're going to know about it.
He's the man to let you know.
Yeah,
he's on quality control.
Absolutely.
But he's good. On the board with that 151 kilo snatch. That brings up Colombia's Tor Moreno. Opening attempt 152. Again, we still have not surpassed the best snatch done previously, which was out of the C group.
And it looks like his last world championships was back in 2015 in Poland also, where he did 145 in the snatch. Oh, that looks great.
Yeah. Pretty nicely done there.
Yeah, and that actually beats his international best, which was 147. So training must be going well for him.
Yeah. He seems happy about that. Let's take another look at this. Very nice.
Yeah, and the Colombians really bring a full team of almost all A-session lifters. So really, really high quality lifting out of that country.
Right now, France's Imadouchine coming out for his opening attempt. He's done 155 in the past. Did that earlier this year at the European Championships in Split, Croatia.
Okay, that's a good lift. We've got an update with some bad news. The Uzbeki lifter Ulegbek Alimov has pulled out of the snatch for now. So that's a really significant update and sort of a disappointing one.
You know, it changes the field quite a bit, though, because I don't know that he was a favorite for top finish on the podium, but strong clean and jerk, and I believe had 2016 Olympic champion Nuradinov in his corner back there. So, yeah, he is gone. He is out. We're down to 11 athletes, and if Rustami's in shape, he should take this, but for second and third, I think things are a bit more wide open now.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next lifter would be Ali Miri of Iran, which you can start to hear the Iranian contingency really shouting. But no, he's moving up, so we won't be seeing him quite yet. And that would bring out Toshiki Yamamoto once again for the 5 kilo increase to 153. And there you see.
Yeah, there's the Olympic champion. Yeah. That color, that bright white and black shirt there.
Yes, yes. And quite a character from what I understand.
Yeah. Here is Toshiki Yamamoto coming out. Second attempt, 153. Now, Dr. Westbrook, what do you think will be the winning lifts in this session?
Ooh. Well, the who is, I think, pretty obvious, Rustami. But I'll tell you what I think the number is in just one moment. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's just a little off with that overhead position. Otherwise, the bar is moving very well. So the winning snatch, I'm going to anticipate Kianush Rustami snatching a 178.
Wow.
178 today. You heard it here. In the clean and jerk, I expect, again, I'm considering that knee may not be in perfect condition, so I'm expecting probably a 215.
Wow.
215 in the clean and jerk and a 178 snatch.
Okay.
Yeah. How about yourself, Dr. Bob?
I'm going to lowball it a little bit.
Oh, wow.
I think it's going to be, again, I think we're both in agreement. Rustami is the clear favorite. But I think it's going to be 170 in the snatch.
Wow.
I think he's not going to have to push himself. I think that 172 is listed. I don't know that he's actually going to stay there.
Do you think that's an intimidation factor that they're kind of giving to these other competitors?
I think Rustami walks in a room and I'm intimidated.
Yeah,
so
yeah, absolutely.
170, 210. 170, 210.
Wow.
Love to hear what some of you out there think. If you want to get involved, check out IWF social media at IWF.net on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Let us know what you think the winning totals or snatch and clean and jerk are going to be. I'm saying 72-10. Dr. Westbrook thinks it's an Olympic year and is saying 78-15.
Rastami likes to lift big weights.
He does.
Right now, Toshiki Yamamoto of Japan, third and final attempt. Same weight, 153 kilos on the bar. Oh, no.
Yeah, like you said, just a little shaky overhead. It's moving exceptionally well.
Maybe a few too many benches or something like that. You know,
he's got a great physique.
He does have a great physique.
A little, yeah, not so much even tight, just shaky overhead.
Yeah.
I wonder, we don't see body weights, unfortunately, here. But I wonder if it was a difficult cut or just the travel. Right now, Germany's Tom Schwarzbach coming out for his second attempt. Made 151 on his opener.
And I thought it looked pretty good. Again, what was going on with the platform or the bar, we don't know. But a German would know.
Now he is very wide. He's collar to collar in the snatch. And again, he is almost always good for 2 or 3 snatches.
Oh, boy.
He misses that one.
He's looking at
one more.
Hands, so the very famous post lift look down at the hands.
Yeah. Now, so Imadou Shin is the lifter, but of course that is not going to be the case. He just is listed with his automatic increase. So Schwarzbach, if he stays, is going to lose his 2-minute clock.
Yeah. What do you think he could be concerned about
with the bar?
Yeah, I mean, it's he's got a lot of chalk on there. I mean, everybody else seems to be doing just fine with it.
True, but nobody else is lifting out at the collars.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
It's a different world out there.
Oh boy, wouldn't it be amazing just to push out on the bar with those collars? That would feel great.
That's an advantage.
Although it becomes a disadvantage when you're talking about guys like Salimi of Iran, who probably could really utilize a bar that's about 12 feet long rather than what it is.
Or the Bulgarian Cholikov, who sadly passed away not long ago.
So here comes Tom Schwarzbach again. He does not get the luxury of the 2-minute clock due to a change, so he's got to jump in right away.
So apparently Schwarzbach said the bar is slippery. Huh. He knows there's chalk up there, right?
I think so.
Wow. So unfortunately, doesn't make the lift. Looks at the hands.
Yeah.
I mean, some bars are certainly, there's different grips, different kind of feels to barbells, different knurls, certainly.
Yeah, that's a not a common sort of comment about the bar. I've never heard at a competition someone saying the bar's slippery.
No, yeah.
I've heard the platform slippery quite often, but never the bar.
Some of these judges who will slippery with their calls sometimes. But yeah, with the bar. Now, unfortunately, that's looks like only one other time in his international competition history has that happened for him.
Right now, Antonio Pizzolato coming out for his opening attempt. 155 kilos on the bar.
Antonino.
Excuse me. Wow, very confident. Yeah, very nice. And he's done as much as 161, which was done back in the United States in Houston at the 2015 Worlds. So he could be good for a PR day.
He's got his teammate Mirko Scarantino with him in the back room. Mirko competed at this competition in the 56-kilo class. Unfortunately, did not post a total. Right now, Islamic Republic of Iran, Ali Miri, and the Iranian contingent here. I must say,
I think they just flew in last night because
this is astonishing.
It's a packed house. Yeah,
it really is impressive how many of them have come out. great to see them supporting their team.
Ali Miri has done as much as 160 in the past. Actually, just a few months ago in Turkmenistan. Oh no! It looked he jumped back a little bit. It looked a little heavy to me, to be honest with you.
You know, interestingly too, he was on a slight angle.
Yeah,
very slight, but unmistakable. And he was on a slight angle there, which maybe he does with somewhere to look or changes his focus. But he is going to be the lifter unless he wants to move up, because. Well, Moreno is listed at 156, but it's unclear if that's real.
Yeah.
Obviously, Pizzolato, who's listed at 56, that's only the 1 kilo automatic increase.
And I think they're both not moving that for just in case he moves up to really kind of not give him the rest time that he really needs.
He's got 1.5 minutes remaining, plenty of time.
Nobody likes to be in the situation of missing that first attempt. So the Iranians are going to do everything they can to help him make this lift. They've always come fully equipped with horns, a large group of people and flags. No shortage of support for this lifter here, Ali Miri.
Again, just very slightly canted on an angle.
Yeah, you're right. Oh no! Neither of those attempts were convincing at all.
Yeah. So he's got one more.
And not at an extensive international showing. He's lifted, according to our records, in 4 international events. Best total being 361, which he did in Turkmenistan just a few months ago. He really had a good day, 160.201. So not having a day like that today.
Yeah.
So he's staying at the 155 currently. I would prefer to sit in a chair rather than that position myself, but you know, to each their own.
Yeah. Here he is. He looks like he's about to come out. So hopefully he can make a correction. Coach telling him to extend. I think he's trying to sneak under.
He needs Salimi to come behind him and give a nice smack on the back or something.
Wake up the traps. Wake up the posterior chain. Yeah.
Third and final attempt.
Yeah.
The whole crowd wants him to make this.
Still well over a minute remaining.
Allah, Allah, Allah!
Wow, his prayers were answered there.
That they were. You know, he did what he had to do on that last one. The coach showed him, finish, you got to extend, and he came through in a clutch moment. The first 2 were not convincing, but that last one, he looks like a guy who could do 160.
Yeah, really.
Maybe not today, but
not today. I mean, maybe if he had a few more attempts, but that lift really looked a heck of a lot better.
Yeah. So making the Iranian crowd sweat just a little bit, making it exciting.
Now his teammate, the Olympic champ Kianush Rostami, still listed at 172. Has not adjusted yet, but there's a lot of time left until we see him.
Well, I think he's going to wait and see what Arle Mendez of Chile does, and then open based on that.
Right now, Moreno Torres of Colombia, 156. So just a 4-kilo jump from his opener at 152. Ooh, that wasn't even close.
Looked tremendously heavy.
Yeah, and he jumped back about 4 feet.
You know, it's possible he was waiting far longer than anticipated because of the 2 misses. Well, we had a number of misses. He opened at 152, but then there were 2 misses at 53, 2 at 54, 2 at 55. So he thought, it's possible he thought he had 3-4 minutes, and that turned into more like 8 to 10.
Yeah, because that's 6 attempts. Of course, all of those attempts, they were following each other between the second and third.
5 of the 6 were.
5 of the 6, right. So, so you're talking about some serious times. It's probably been almost 10 minutes, really.
Yeah.
There's Pizzolato of Italy, European Junior Champion in 2015. Believe he is from, like many of the Italian athletes, Sicily. Long history of great weightlifters coming out of Sicily and Italy.
Nice place to
coaches.
Nice place to live, I imagine. Also,
beautiful place.
Yeah.
Beautiful place to visit. I don't know about living there.
Yeah.
Right now, Colombia's Flor Moreno. Hopefully, had a chance to wake up the muscles a bit. Did look like he'd been sitting a little stiff on that last one.
Yes, indeed he was. So he's warmed up now. Chooses to use the belt in the snatch here.
You know, he's also collar to collar.
I think he might be just inside of the collar, just barely.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have the luxury of pushing out. Yeah, not even close.
Wow.
So even though it was only a 4-kilo increase, boy, that looked like a 20-kilo increase.
Yeah, you know, he motioned toward his back a little bit or something. I wonder if he tweaked something in between or on an opening attempt. And he wasn't committed.
No, and I don't remember if he wore a belt during that first attempt or not. I'm assuming that he did, but I can't remember for certain.
Right now, Imadushin of France, 157, also an athlete who presumably has been waiting longer than he anticipated.
And this is 2 kilos above his international best, which was done late last year in Israel. And he had a great day then, going 3 for 3, finishing with 155. Oh boy, that was close. Pulled it high, just not quite enough. Let's take a look at that replay there. Looks like he's a little winded or something. Very fast under the bar there, and needed maybe just a touch more height on the bar to give himself a little bit more leeway to get under it. So he's not, actually no, he is the only lifter listed at that weight. There's 2 other lifters asking for 158, so he would have to bump at least a kilo to buy any more time. So right now the 2-minute clock is moving, and I think he should stick there. And you can see the Korean lifter Dong Ju Yu waiting for that 158 on the increase. And again, this is a personal best for the Frenchman. So he has been sitting for a while. That 153 after he made it, he probably has been waiting maybe 10, 12 minutes or so. He's warm now, and again, after he finished that lift, you saw him just kind of feel like he was either lightheaded or something like that.
Yeah.
When you go from kind of sitting complacently to lifting 157 kilos as fast as you can, sometimes that can happen.
Yep. Here he comes again, Imadushin of France, 157.
Another miss.
Yeah.
And at this point now, the majority of these lifts are misses.
Yeah.
So we're not seeing very much blue on the board, meaning that there's very little makes.
Unfortunately, in the 85s, This is sometimes a theme.
This is a theme, and you know, I don't know if it's that Dimas is in the house, but for some reason,
The greatest 85 of all time, perhaps.
Yeah. So we've got it looks like the
his
Frenchman
elbow.
holding his elbow, which is not a good indication for the second phase of the competition.
Right now, we have Barış Szustov of Poland coming out 158. I like that little nod to each judge.
Yeah, give them each a moment of respect.
Helps to have them on your side.
And this is a lifter who's lifted in quite a lot of international competitions. As you can see portrayed right there, 165 is his best. That right there was 158, so we could see near his best today.
Yeah, looks good there. Hopefully he has turned the tide for the competition. This might be what the other competitors need to start putting some more makes up on the board.
Yeah, actually, I think we saw him at the Arnold maybe a couple years back doing some big weights.
I believe so.
At one time.
He certainly looks ready for more today. In the meantime, Korea's Yoo Dong-ju coming out 158. Korean athletes, some great athletes out of South Korea in the past few years. Like the Japanese athletes, technically very precise.
Personal best of 161, so this is only 3 kilos from that mark. Oh, beautiful, beautiful lifting.
Very nice.
That's
Very
the way
nice
to do it.
done there.
A good lift.
So he may be waiting a while because there's a lot of lifts between that weight and maybe 160 or so. So if he elects to do a 5 kilo or so jump, which I think he's more than capable of, he's going to be doing a lot of waiting.
Yeah. And 160, in that 160 and above range, people are going to get it's going to get aggressive because that could very well be a podium lift.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously the runaway Rastami is likely to get gold if he makes a lift, but everybody else is going to be fighting for that silver and bronze.
Antonino Pizzolato.
Wow. What a lift.
Great work by Pizzolato.
And Pizzolato's best at 161, and that, I tell you what, that was convincing that he could be on a personal best day.
159 kilos.
Let's see that again. Very dynamic. Just steadies himself in the bottom.
Beautiful lift.
Done. Really nice work. Hopefully he's got some Italian fans watching in Italy.
And like you mentioned, I really hope that that's a nice turn of the tides, so to speak, with a lot more makes than misses like we've been seeing prior to those last 2 lifts. So the Georgian Revaz Davadadze coming out, the only junior competitor in this session, coming out to open with 160 kilos. That's impressive for a junior.
I think I saw Asanidze in his corner back there, 2004 Olympic champion.
Yeah, he's always good for a good ear squeeze and a trap slap right before you come out and lift.
And we talk about the different builds in the sport, and not only are there weight classes, but there are such vast differences within the weight classes. He is an 85, and
he could be a water polo player.
Looks very different from someone like the lifter on deck, Arle Mendez.
Oh, no. It was very dynamic, just a little bit out of position there.
A little out of position, especially that right side. Was never able to quite recover with that. He's got 2 more attempts. I think he'll come back and make that, no problem. Asanidze looking at him like, WTF? Asanidze, relax. We're not all Piros Dimas beating athletes. Georgian team has seen some great success in recent years, most notably with super heavyweight Lasha Talakadze.
Snatching 220 kilos in training.
Earlier this year. Exactly.
Interesting development. Arlie Mendez Perez has moved up to 163, which eliminated the 2-minute clock for Davidadze. So now he's only got 27 seconds left.
No, that should restart. That should restart, I think, because I think the clock was running on Arlie, so they should bring it back.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no movement of the referees, and I don't see any movement of Davidadze. Oh, here is he coming out now?
He is coming out now.
7 seconds
No, he's
left.
not coming out.
Oh, no. Are they going to let this go? Okay, so now we see some movement of the technical staff here. We're not sure if they're just going to let that attempt go and then get the 160 on the third, or they're going to fight to try to get that second attempt back.
There is Asanidze in the blue sweatshirt. Again, 2004 Olympic champion in this weight class.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so just as we talked about, since Mendez Perez of Chile made that change, that eliminated the 2-minute clock, and so he lost that attempt.
Let's see what's happening. There is some discussion over by the table there.
So his clock has not started for his third attempt yet. Asanidze holding him back. So now you can see the Georgian lifter has a little bit of attitude. Now he's frustrated.
So that's rough because per the board, he lost that second attempt.
And now he just was getting his psych ready for that lift, and now he's not even the lifter since this third attempt. Now it goes back to Pizzolato of Italy.
Yeah, but I don't think, Pizzolato's coach putting a change in.
162.
162.
Okay.
Just heard, yeah. So so that actually for Pizzolato would be a personal record.
And now it comes back to Davidadze.
What an emotional roller coaster.
That's rough. He went from, just missing his opener, which isn't the end of the world, to do or die.
Do or die situation.
Got to make this.
So Asanidze and the coaching staff are real frustrated, talking to some of the technical people over there.
Yeah.
You should just show him this gold medal and say, give me what I want.
Davidadze, third and final attempt, 160. Needs this.
Wow. So running around with a little bit of attitude makes the lift. And
that was huge.
Hard to say if he was good for much more, so maybe it wasn't so bad.
The important thing is he gets the lift, gets on the board, and what is a difficult situation.
Yeah. So right now the Polish lifter, and actually I think one of the coaches back there, is that Bonk? The 105 lifter in the back there helping out?
I didn't see him. Was it Bonk? I have to look again. Or is it one of the Doenga brothers?
Yeah, there's one of the Doenga brothers, but I think Bartholomew Bonk is also over there. Schwartz coming out for 162 kilos for his second attempt in the snatch. Oh, yeah, he looks good. He's having a good day so far.
Oh, again.
No
there
lift.
was a little bit of a press. It was very small. That's a very strict call.
Wow, let's watch that replay. Take a close look at the elbows. Oh, boy, that was hard to say if that was elbow or shoulder.
Yeah. And if the body was still descending or not.
Right.
That's unfortunate. Again, beautiful lift.
Yeah, it really was dynamic, smooth. That's too bad. So Danju Yu is going to come out here of Korea for that same weight, 162. Yeah. So, you know, we're talking about potentially medal lifts here. So right now it's he who makes his lift. So this is a 4 kilo increase.
Oh, and
the 30-second clock, because we had this issue yesterday at 1.2.
The buzzer is still going.
Oh boy, what a distraction too for the lifter. But
yeah, and again, it's twice we've seen this happen. But as you mentioned, very distracting for the athlete.
Yeah, that's okay. We've got it off. Yesterday it lasted for about 10 minutes, so that's fortunate that they could fix the problem within less than a minute this time. But unfortunately for Korea, he had to deal with a little bit of an extra problem.
Stressor.
Yeah, stressor.
Yeah. Antonino Pizzolato of Italy coming out for 162 kilos. He looked pretty good on 55 and 59 his first and second attempts. Let's see if he can improve on those numbers.
And this would be an international best for him, with his best being 161 done in Houston just 2 years ago. I think he's good for it.
So interestingly, I don't think they've fixed the 30-second buzzer. I think they've just turned the volume down and disconnected it, because we did not hear a 30-second buzzer.
Wow. And I tell you what, Dr. Baffa, that could be a medal lift right there.
That was great. Tanti auguri, Antonino Pizzolato, 3 for 3 with what we believe is an international competition PR, 162. And that's going to be, it's not guaranteed a medal, but it puts him in good position.
Dr. Baffa, I love when you talk Italian to me. So 162 is the same weight. So this will not move the Polishman up, but just put him in better position for the total. Currently in 3rd place in the snatch.
Yep.
And this would move him into 2nd. Zwart's 3rd and final attempt. Oh, no question there.
Yeah. Bartosz Krzysztof of Poland gets it on his final attempt, 162.
Yeah. He's got to be frustrated, though, because he was probably good for 65 or even 66.
I think so. And I think 65, yeah, well within his capabilities today. But still, stays alive with that 62. This calls up Arlie Mendez.
Okay, first time seeing him on the international stage in a long time.
Many years, and doesn't have much of a competition history on the international stage.
But has a lot of training videos on social media that are quite impressive.
Yeah, exactly. Now, here is where the rubber meets the road. Can you perform when it counts?
Yep.
Training, very different from competition. And again, look at this physique compared to some of the other athletes.
Yeah, especially the Georgian.
Lots of different ways to be a weightlifter.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, training videos, I guess, were valid.
They were very valid, and of course, we just saw him in the training session hit 170 and 205, maybe what, 3-4 days ago. So he is in shape, and that exemplifies that. Boy, that looked easy.
Yeah. So if you are Rustami's coaching staff in the back, you're seeing that and thinking,
I got to do more than one lift today.
We got to lift. Can you start warming up? Turns out this guy's serious.
So maybe that 178 that I said earlier may hold.
I think if Arlie Mendez does 170, that'd be huge, and it put a lot of pressure on Rustami, even though he's listed at 212 in a clean and jerk.
Dongju Yu, 3rd final attempt, decided to increase from 162 to 163 for this final. Currently in 5th place in the snatch. If successful, this will move him into 2nd place. Oh no, the Velcro on the belt gave out during the lift. Now that's a distraction.
So no lift for Korea's Yoo Dong-ju, unfortunately, but he is credited with his opener at 158 kilos.
So this is very, very interesting. So now we've got 2 lifters remain, a total of 5 attempts, 2 for the Chilean and 3 for the Iranian. So he's calling for so both lifters are asking for 172. So we're already exceeding Dr. Bafa's anticipated
we'll
maximum.
see. We'll see if Rustami sticks at 172 or if they put a change in. So I wonder if they're dropping down. No,
173.
They're going up to 173. No, excuse me. Down to 170.
Okay, all right. So you're still in the running here. So the Prince of Persia, Kianush Rustami, Olympic champion, coming out for his opening attempt as his fans wave their flags and scream and shout. Now this guy walks onto the platform with 100% belief and confidence in himself.
You can see he's got the knee quite extensively wrapped up. Also got some rock tape on it, it looks like. If he is in shape, he is a threat. Recently auctioning off his Olympic gold to help earthquake victims in Iran.
That looked pretty good, Dr. Bafa.
Can I change my prediction?
No, you
Is
cannot.
it too late? I wonder if the knee was a red herring.
So
the
knee is not affecting him on the snatch, at least. So 170 is now the gold medal lift. Now, interestingly, Pizzolato has the bronze locked in. So he's a bronze medalist.
Okay, and this is someone who in Houston was in the B session. Yeah,
what progress he's made. And of course, just a good performance too. He's the only lifter thus far who's gone 3 for 3 in the snatch.
Yeah. So Arlie Mendez, a kilo more.
Wow, this is the battle that we were hoping for.
Yes. Again, we've seen a lot of interesting stuff from Mendez on social media. Very strong lifts. Looked like they were taken on a Motorola StarTAC in the gym somewhere. But that opening snatch suggested the videos were valid. Let's see what he can do here.
171 to move into first place in the snatch. Wow. He's got more in the tank, Dr. Bafa.
Okay, so Rustami's going to have to work for it now.
Yeah.
Now, he's stronger in the clean and jerk on his opener, it looks like. But again, with Mendez, we just don't know what he's capable of.
Yeah. We've never seen him in these kind of situations before.
No, I mean, his best international competition, he only has, it looks like, 2. Junior World Championships in 2013 and Pan Am Championships in 2013 as well. And there, I mean, this is really not even fair to compare.
74.
But he did, 51 in the snatch. We can't.
Those are muscle snatch weights for him.
Yeah. So we're in uncharted territory.
Wow. So now I think we're going to see a little bit of jockeying, a little hug and a kiss from Thomas Ayan.
Thomas Ayan, president of IWF, comes out, gives you a hug and a kiss.
I don't know if that's
quite a blessing mid-competition.
That's amazing. So 174 on the bar. The Iranian comes out again, confident. He's done weights that are even greater. What you're seeing here, a best snatch of 179, of course, done at the Olympics just last year, as he went on to win the gold medal.
Haven't seen him on the international stage since Rio.
Oh no! Okay. The plot thickens, as they say. So now we have 2 lifters, only third attempts remaining here. So I would assume.
Now he's favoring that knee.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that Mendez Perez is going to take the same weight.
I think he's going to go to 75.
Oh, and put the pressure on.
Yeah, there they are right now. They're at the table. He's going to go to 75, put the pressure on Rustami.
Yeah.
And either way, So, you know, he's going to force Rustami to come out again.
And I think Rustami will also make that increase. I really do.
We'll see what happens. They're conversing. They're making some sort of decision over there.
So we also have to consider Rustami is a very strong clean and jerker.
Yeah.
The current world record holder at 220 kilos. So even if he passed on this lift, the likelihood of him being able to out clean and jerk his competitor, his closest competitor, Mendez Perez, is pretty high. But the big but here is, of course, that knee.
That knee, exactly.
It's extensive.
Although
wrap.
Rustami is battle tested.
Yeah.
He has lifted in high pressure situations and come through.
20 seconds remain on the clock. Wow. And battle tested is right.
Look at that.
He's holding it, loving it. Unbelievable.
Now we've got a competition. Now. So 174 for Rustami. Limping off a bit. The knee, it's not great for walking, but it's good for snatching.
Yeah, and again, that's pure will. You know, your body isn't in shape, your knee is hurting, and it's just the willpower that allows him to get that weight overhead.
Look at him hold that overhead too, no problem.
No problem, yeah. Wow.
Got a really nice overhead position there.
And he's a guy, when he walks in a room, his chest sort of walks in first. He's confident.
Now here is Arle Mendez, 175.
Wow. So this is for the gold medal in the snatch and for a nice, just a single kilo lead going into that clean and jerk. And he needs every kilo he can get against Rustami. Very dynamic lifter here.
Wow! And he does it!
175 kilos for the Chilean.
3 for 3. We've got a battle, Dr. Westbrook.
This is exactly what we were looking for. So that puts the Chilean Mendez Perez in the gold place position. Rustami in silver in the snatch. Again, not his strong suit of the two lifts. And of course, in third place, Pizzolato of Italy at 162.
Yeah, this was a competition in the snatch. It's shaping up to be an incredibly exciting clean and jerk portion. And we were hoping that, you know, we didn't know what to expect out of Mendez. Some people post big training lifts and then fall apart in the competition. Mendez is obviously not the case. He is ready to lift. Erdis Rustami, our silver medalist in the snatch. He stayed competitive in the snatch with that 174 in his final attempt. And like you said, he's a clean and jerk specialist. There is Italy's Pizzolato, bronze in the snatch.
And it's just really great for the Italian, because I would have not anticipated him to be on the podium in the snatch.
No, well, you know, we had a number of misses, a lot of athletes missing weights. The Uzbek lifter, Alimov, pulled out, so this is why you got to show up. You make your lifts, you might end up taking home some hardware. B-session lifter just a couple years ago in Houston is now bronze medalist. And there's our silver medalist, Kianush Rustami of Iran.
And we had a lot of red, a lot of misses going on throughout the competition, but really made a nice turn towards the end with a lot of makes and some really, really exciting lifting.
And the session ended in spectacular fashion. Look at that. In the warm-up room, competitors getting ready for the clean and jerk portion.
So looking at the results one more time, 175 by Mendez in the gold medal position, Rustami at 174 in the silver medal position, and Pizzolato at third place, 162. The Polish lifter Schwartz at 162 also, so that's going to be significant for him in the total. No Americans lifting as in the 85 session this year.
So if you want to follow along, get in touch. Make sure to check out at IWFnet on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. Lots more to see there, behind the scenes, training, videos, highlights from the competitions, all sorts of information. And we're just getting word from a friend that Mendez has done some pretty big clean and jerks in training. It will be interesting to see.
Yes, so 217 is as much as we've seen in training from him, so he's capable.